Hotline Miami, the game of why waste time reloading when blunt force trauma is pretty effective. The game of come on, get closer to the door, come on, just a smidge more, come on, yes! I'm sure most of, if not all of you know Hotline Miami. If not, you deserve to be executed. Hotline Miami is a fast-paced, top-down, rave-simulating hot swap combo fest of dying repeatedly while trying to perfect a route until you get that one satisfying, flawless A+ run. But I like two words, movement and FPS. I like this word in some games more than others, but that's besides the point. So with that said, today we'll be exploring games with these skull-crushing Hotline Miami aspects of moving fast and kicking ass for the best alphabetical scores possible in first person. Cruel is a frat house simulator. You just go into this rinky-dinky apartment complex, kill cultist freaks, wife beaters, and monkeys too. I guess they lean up too, huh? And I mean, doing all this for what? Like 2 grams of I don't know. If milk makes me feel the way drugs do to these guys, then I guess I can get behind it. Oh, you're here for a genuine review. Oh, my bad. So I was just trying to be funny, but like, I guess I'll go fuck. Cruel is a fast-paced corridor shooter where you climb up 10 floors at an apartment building. Each floor is full of kicking open doors, parrying bullets, flinging sharp objects, and clicking on heads. There's a surprising amount of environmental and enemy interaction, like kicking enemies into each other, kicking enemies out of windows, or even kicking enemies into mines and lasers. Yeah, there's gonna be a lot of feet in this video. You start each run with just a pistol, and as you progress floors, you'll encounter new enemies that have their own weapons. Once you slaughter them in cold blood, you can take their weapon and have it for the rest of the run. Some enemies prefer melee combat, in which you can use their melee weapons against them, either by slamming bats into their skulls, or throwing axes across the room for a cross map. Oh my god, the melee combat is what really ties this combat all together. As you're going from room to room, there's a fire engulfing the entire apartment, which constantly pushes you forward, meaning there's no time to catch your breath or steady your aim. You're always moving forward, constantly sliding through enemies and getting up close and personal, which wouldn't feel nearly as satisfying to do without an axe or a chainsaw. You can even kick enemies through doors, which saves a little bit of time. After each floor, you make it to this place. Seems harmless enough with the little doge sitting there in the middle of the oh my god. This is where the roguelike features come into the game. Guys, sit back down. It's just a roguelike thing. It's small. While running through the floors, you'll come across these soda cans. These heal you, or you can make them explode. Or if you save them or have an excess, you can feed them to the doggo over here, and he'll give you an upgrade in return. The upgrades aren't the most intriguing aspect of the game. If anything, the upgrades are just jokes, like Zed Fitness, which lets you heal when doing a full squat. Ooh. Oh, you can tell it's really working because of the sweat particles there are on my eyeballs. There's also this dude over here in the stall who you can gamble with. I trust him. I don't know about you, you know. He doesn't seem that fishy. Oh, look at that. That wasn't so... That's all I gotta say for this game. It's really fun, quick action. The levels keep changing with their layout, the enemies, the upgrades, so it always feels a little bit fresh. And the game and its mechanics are just fun to play with. Oh yeah, there's also some endgame modes, like melee only. I suck at it, that's why I didn't really mention it, so there you go. You know that one plumber guy? That boy in red, the one who always tried his best to save his one love, the princess, but was always a second too late. Imagine that premise with the futuristic Japanese aesthetic that takes place in 2095, where the world is run by the billionaires of Peace Corp and the non-stop need for social media entertainment. Well, that is Mullet Madjack, aka the bitrate crusher. Same premise as Cruel, run through a series of doors, kick people into fans, open electrical circuits, through floating fish aquariums, all the way until you make it to the next floor. Choose an upgrade, repeat. But multiply that by 10 on the meat and potato scale, because holy, there's a lot going on. There's a story, multiple guns, multiple upgrades per gun, tons of upgrades, permanent upgrades, enemies, boss fights, katanas. I know I'm going just a smidgen fast, so the story. You're a moderator, Mullet Madjack, who's on a mission to rescue Hadonkermonkers over here. The catch is, every time you reach her, she keeps getting taken up 10 floors, and you're not just chasing a headless chicken. You're doing so while your bloodstream is hooked directly up to your Twitch chat. If you don't keep chat happy and do some badass cool kill every 10 seconds, you die. Bad influencer, bad. I pay for Twitch Prime and this is what I get? Dickhead. It's a really unique and interesting change on the time restriction that we've seen in games like Cruel and other big booby games. Ah, I see. They're enticing players with mega honkers to play their games. Well, I can't judge. I'm always putting my bone-tight body up front and center on my thumbnails. No wonder you guys love me. Ugh. What really makes Mullet Madjack shine is the world and humor. There's always something new being brought to the table. Every 10 floors, you fight a Robillionaire. After beating each boss, you perform a small Doom-styled execution. And you use a part of the boss to access the next elevator, like popping an eye out, playing bowling. Or just flipping off the camera if it's your last resort. Each boss has their own personality for the most part, like the samurai female who takes you on a turn-based RPG fight. She's an absolute cheater, by the way, so that pisses us off, and it devolves into you beating her ass with books because I hate turn-based combat. They even have a sick Punish V2 crossover boss fight. Oh my god, he's really going thingy. Oh my god, pyramid from the side. No. wait, that was actually kind of cool. A ton of the upgrades are either pure fun or super useful, like deflecting bullets with your katana, or more life advice.
Stop complaining about the little things. Billionaires do not care.
A Kimbo soda. Or nut shots give more time.
More explosives.
Or manly aura. Most of, if not all, the upgrades have some use, with the few that don't, like the more life advice or silent protagonist, never got annoying to see in the upgrade rotation because they're just goofy. Some main story points have a more serious undertone, while being portrayed up front and center in the most dumb, comical way, that makes it confusing on whether I should be sad or laugh at the situation. At one point in the game, Madjack dies. Bam, bullet between the eyes. But the company realized that your entertainment value is too good to lose, so they upload your brain data into your Tamagotchi. Now throughout the game, your subconsciousness in this little Game Boy is talking to you. You basically become friends with your own brain. Later down the story, as soon as you're about to reach the top of the tower, as soon as you're about to get to the peak of your whole journey, the last door is locked. But Tamagotchi Brain can hack his way through the security mainframe for you. To do so, you need to beat him in the game of rock, paper, scissors. Don't ask me why. After you beat him, he dies. Goodbye, Tamagotchi Brain. You will be missed. At this point, it's like, should I be sad? Should I laugh? Hey, if you're a pussy, you can cry, you know, like, I'm a man, I don't cry. Some areas of the world are really interesting to look at. On one of the floors, there's an office room that you can easily just walk through and ignore. But if you take a look around, there's pictures of Madjack with dumb scribbles drawn on them. The employee of the month is playing solitaire. They have food and arcade machines everywhere. The game is overall very relatable with the display of consumers, terrible work environments, hurting people for viewer enjoyment. Just the way the internet and social media has progressed mechanically, while morally showcasing how businesses are becoming more selfish, greedy, and are just overall disregarding how their choices of providing entertainment are ruining the lives of society. People can't go 10 seconds in live streams without getting bored. Hell, dude, the entire story is about saving a princess in order to get a pair of shoes. And when you beat the game and finally go back to the HQ of Peace Corp to get your shoes, they force you to go all the way up the tower for your reward, which is like a billion stories high. They are milking every ounce of entertainment out of you for max profit in exchange for the most overpriced yet cheaply made pair of shoes that have ever been made. Now before I move on, I know Post Void is like Mullet Madjack, some fucking loser in the comments is gonna be like, oh yeah, this is what you look like, by the way, fucking loser. Post Void is basically Mullet Madjack. Yeah, they basically play the same, you just fucking run through hallways and shoot things, but Post Void is like $2, $3. I have no fucking idea what's going on when I play that game. I like the art style. Art style is pretty cool. They're these little hands that have flashbangs in them, and they flashbang you. Thank God I played like Modern Warfare and Call of Duty till like 2 in the morning every single night when I was like 12 years old, because I'm used to that shit. Yeah, good game. Some cool upgrades, like you walk backwards faster. Like you think I'm fucking stupid. I Am Your Beast is more on par with Shady Knight in the fact that it's more vertical, more creative, more strategic in the way you play. It's much harder to master, especially in the fact that you aren't just mastering the core gameplay loop, but also the tools and levels themselves, as I Am Your Beast has set levels rather than room-based RNG. You'll go through a level, get a B, replay it, find a route, until you perfect that loop and just barely get an S rank. Each level is based on a timer, and eliminating enemies in certain ways reduces your timer by a certain amount of seconds. So if you need to beat a level in 20 seconds for an S rank, that's usually an impossible task on its own. But that's because you're reducing your time with the creative ways you kill enemies. such as shooting down beehives, throwing bear traps at people's heads, jumping on their heads. It's such a fun yet simple scoring system that I really enjoyed, and it pushes you to learn the layout of each level. The game is fairly short and is separated between levels, story segments, and unlocking the further levels by going to the previous levels and completing specific challenges. Some levels have snipers posted up, which means you're flying from cover to cover while picking off enemies, while some have a time limit. That time limit being your blood loss and the need for constant heals to stay afloat. Not only is this game incredibly fun, but the music and sound design were amazing, besides the enemies yapping. Yeah, I don't know what they were thinking. It felt like they were in my world, just watching it narrating my actions. Like, I know I'm going for headshots. What else would I be doing? I feel like the NPCs sounded like idiots when they were just describing how I was slaughtering their platoons of fucking squad members. One aspect of I Am Your Beast that really caught me off guard was the story. It was surprisingly captivating and had me hooked from the very beginning. I was thinking about going in depth in the story, but I think it's something that you should experience in its entirety on your own. It hits a lot harder when you grasp it all from top to bottom. Okay, that sounded gay as shit. That's about all the time I have left. All these games are absolute bangers. Let me know what genre of games or what games in general you want to see me play. Drink your calcium, subscribe to the channel, become a member for emotes, join the Discord for weekly or bi-weekly game nights, and just remember, if you don't believe in yourself, I believe in you. Peace!